guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids finishing our 11th year homeschooling. I'm also the owner and author behind townsendhouse.com, where I help you implement systems and strategies in order to overcome the chaos and cultivate simplicity in your home and homeschool. Today, I'm really excited because I will have 3 videos going up of the new Erin Condren teacher planners and accessories. So in this first video, I am going to be going through the new In Bloom teacher planner that just is going to be released next week. I'm super excited. I know this is a little bit later than normal, and that has been a bit challenging for some of you in my community, but I'm excited to go through that with you. I do want to thank Tori and the team at EC for sending me these planners to preview with you. So let's get started. Here is the new In Bloom 8.5 by 11 teacher lesson planner. This is on a platinum coil. This is what they sent me. I ordered a rose gold coil because I always get the rose gold coil. So I am going to attempt to change that coil. Maybe we'll see when I get the coil how I feel about it. Actually, I'm pretty comfortable with coil binding now that I have a coil binder. So anyways, that's probably not why you're here. So this is one of their In Bloom covers. It comes with the ruler. You can choose, I think it's platinum, gold, or rose gold for your coil color, and obviously the covers are all removable. This year they actually have a 7x9 focus teacher lesson planner as well. I do not have that to preview. I do have the soft bound, which you can see my soft bound video. The link is in the description box below. So you open it up and it says teacher lesson planner, this book belongs to. I was so excited to see the In Bloom option. It's either In Bloom or the Harmony Colorful. Those are the two 8.5 by 11 color combinations, I believe, if you want the regular coiled teacher lesson planner. So the tabs are different than the traditional colors that they usually are. So they're a little bit more muted, which I like. I know some people really love the colorful. I'm excited to see what's inside, so let's keep going. So this is the All About Me and Events and Volunteers page, and honestly, I have not figured out a good use for these sections before. I have thought about using them to list out the curriculum that we are going to use. However, in the past, we have really just used the main sunlight levels that we are in, so I don't need to write a bunch of different websites and such down. But I think this year I may end up doing that because I think I'm going to be using a lot of different resources, especially with Emma in high school. It's going to be a little bit different for my planning this year. So this is beautiful font. It's so pretty with the little accents of this In Bloom design. Obviously, you can cover things and use them however you want. It's pretty open-ended, so this section with the websites and passwords, I said last year when I did my review that I should actually write the websites and passwords down because my kids often forget them or they sign out of something on the computer and it's not saved. So anyways, the next section is the communication log, and I always use this as a book log for Emma, and then I end up using graph pages for a book log for Jack and Lucy. However, I'm not sure I'm going to be tracking Emma and Jack's books this year in my teacher planner. And the reason is because they came out with a reading journal last year, which Jack has been using. And I really like the reading journal and having them keep track of their books. I don't think it's necessary for us to overlap if they are actually keeping good track of their books. Because we're literature-based homeschoolers, we read a lot of books, and that's why I try to keep track of them. But giving my older two a little more control over keeping track of their own information and then letting me know is always helpful. And I was actually thinking that I might just type up a list from their reading journals of the books that they've read and stick it in one of the clear plastic folder things in the back, which I will show you shortly. But I will still use this as a reading log, at least for Lucy. So I have not set up my planner, obviously. I'm just looking at it the first time today for next year. So that will come. I've got to make some decisions. I still have to finish figuring out curriculum too. So this next section is this sort of year at a glance type thing with the little monthly calendars. I use this to map out all of the big events that happen throughout the year. It does start July 2022 and goes through December 2023. Obviously, this is only a year planner, so I only need it to go through June. I have seen some people cover this with like just a large white sticker so they can write notes. I just tend to use the sections that I need and let go of the rest. I don't have a whole lot of need to refer to this section unless I'm starting to think about next year and maybe where we may want to have breaks. So I use those little clear circles to designate different things, and I just make a key up at the top for birthdays, for holidays, for vacations, for bigger events, time off. But this is so helpful when I'm mapping out my homeschool year. Because we are year-round homeschoolers, we are doing school in the summer. We do take random breaks in December and May. And usually I like to have a big overview just so that I can make sure that I'm getting all of the days that are required in. We always do more days than are required in my state. It's nice to have this big picture in front of me so I can sort of look at a glance when I'm planning out the next section, which is my yearly plan. So, okay, this section looks a lot different than last year's. Let me show you. So last year's, what I do is I start with July. I cover up the dates that they have had in the past because if you will notice, they have January through December. And because this planner starts in July, I always change the headings to start in July and end in June. I'm really happy that these months are significantly smaller than they have been in the past because I've had to use these really large stickers and it takes up some of the line space. So what I use this space for is planning out themes for the year, big events that are going on. I refer to this section, so I plan out my months, days off, etc., and then I can write them in here to make sure I am really staying on top of what we have going on in the different months, because there are months during our homeschool year where we are super busy, and I know that if I am planning a ton of school in addition to the outside things that are going on, it's too much, we fall behind, everybody gets stressed. So I use these sections to really map out my whole year, make sure I'm including enough margin in our months to get done what I need to get done while also balancing the outside commitments. So this is really very basic, just a little bit of color for each month, probably corresponding to the color in the month itself, but it's very, very open. And you can really use this for anything that you want. I do like that there are lines, and it looks actually a lot like there's more space in the months. So I'm not sure. And I don't know what the other planner looks like. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines. And then this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 lines. So there is more space in this yearly plan than last year's and in years past. Again, I don't know if the Harmony colorful design is similar to this or if it is more like the classic Erin Condren teacher planner layout. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I don't know what that will be. Then you're gonna move into these graph pages, and you have two-page spreads. And this is perfect if you are trying to map out designs for a classroom, obviously, but because we are homeschoolers, I don't have that need. And so what I've always done is I have used this page for Jack and this page for Lucy for books that they are reading. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep track of Emma and Jack's books in my teacher planner this year. I say that I'm not going to, but I still find it necessary to have a book list, and I don't know. If I don't keep track of Emma and Jack's books, I'm not sure what I'm going to use these pages for. It could just be extra notes pages for planning. I do spend a lot of time pre-planning our homeschool year and taking notes, and then every month I do a lot of evaluation and review with my kids during my monthly conferences. So I could potentially use this space, but there's so many notes pages within the months themselves, it's not really necessary. So then you move into this 2-page spread of just regular lined pages, and then you start in your month of July. So there's a line page, like 2/3 of a lined page, and then dates to remember in July. And what I tend to do is pre-plan our month, things that are really important for me to get to, as well as any new resources that I need to get. And then I do write important dates down here based on what I have written in my yearly plan. So it is a lot of rewriting and evaluation for me, but every time I write those things down, it solidifies it in my mind, so I know exactly what's going on, and I am less likely to drop the ball, which is very important with homeschooling. You don't want to drop the ball. Then you move into your monthly calendar. This is July. It is so pretty with this little bit of in bloom design up at the top. You have the next month mini monthly calendar down here. You have your notes pages. This actually looks a little bit darker than the previous months. Is that true? I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, I think that the font just seems a little bit darker in here. Maybe it's just, I don't know, it could just be my eyes, but it does seem a little bit darker. And I like that. It kind of pops off the page for me a little bit more. Then you move into your planning pages. So I have been using an Erin Condren teacher planner since 2014, 2015 school year, I believe. It might have been 2015 that I started. I can't quite remember, but it has been for a very long time, and I love, love, love this setup. So in years past, what I have done is I will have a column for Emma, a column for Jack, and a column for Lucy. And then over here, I have more of our combined or family subjects. I have combined Emma and Jack a lot over the years. Lucy obviously is significantly younger. She's just going into 2nd grade this year. Emma's in high school, Jack's in middle school. So it's going to be a little bit different this year. In the past, I have had more like history, science, and Brave Writer or read alouds, or combining those two sections and then having either a note section or what I need to purchase, or when Lucy was really little, I would do circle time here and just have like 5 check boxes under each thing to check it off. Next year, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think that I'm going to need 2 columns for Emma. And so I don't know if I will do 2 columns for Emma and then 1 for Lucy and then 2 columns for Jack and then just extra family stuff that we do all together. This year is going to be so different than previous years for what we are using. I'm kind of all over the place at the moment, but this is very, very pretty. It's muted. It kind of, it lightens up as you go down the page. And then obviously, so the July 1st is a Friday, so they give you the previous 4 days in the month of June, and it stays in June's color and then moves to July's color. and then you move into your first full week of July here. And these pages are great, especially if you are trying to map out what you want to do before you actually start school for the year, to try and figure out what kind of rhythm is going to work best for your homeschool, or just any sort of pre-planning. You can try different layouts however you want to plan your week. If you want to, I know a lot of people will change it to a vertical planner and have the days up at the top and then subjects or students or whatnot on the side. I feel like it's still a vertical planner because I'm reading down the list of what Emma needs to do. I don't know. I'm not a horizontal planner person, but this still helps me with the list making. I'm not sure. But you keep going through, and there are weekly planning pages for every week of the month, obviously. And then you get to your 2 line pages at the end of the month, which is where I will tend to write down anything that comes up in my monthly meeting with the kids, as well as any observations that I make on my own, so that I can make little adjustments moving into the next month. And then you move into the next month, which is again this line page, this 2/3 line page, and then dates to remember in August. And so you come to August and the color shifts a little bit. It's so pretty. I really like this. I think it's so pretty. And the colors are definitely much more muted than in the traditional Erin Condren planners. They're usually very bright and bold, but when they came out with the Flora design last year, it was much more muted, and I actually really like that. I like these colors, and even the color blends is a little bit different than the traditional colorful Erin Condren planners. So Teach Your Lesson Planner does not come in the color blends version. It is just in the In Bloom and the Harmony Colorful. So this is September. And then again, at the end of the month, you have 2 line pages, and then you move into the next month with the 1 line page, the 2/3 page, and then the dates to remember in October. So this is how it's going to continue to go. Here's October, and then November, December, January, so it actually has 6 color schemes, I guess, for the months. And then when you get to January, it goes back to the July color, which is this peachy color, which is not my favorite, but that's okay. And then February, March, this purple is probably my favorite. And then April, May is kind of like a sage green. And then you get to June 2023, and that is the end of the monthly and weekly planning pages. And so you get to the end of June and you have your 2 line pages, and then you have another 2 line pages, and then you get to checklist pages. And I believe that you can get up to 28 checklist pages. It comes with 7, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so there are 7 checklist pages. In years past, when I only had Emma and Jack as homeschoolers, what I would do is I would get all of the extra pages, and then I would have 1 2-page spread for Emma and 1 for Jack. I would write down every single subject and chore and character quality, anything that I wanted my kids to work on in a specific month, and then I would write the days of the month down the side. And so each child would have a 2-page spread for the checklist, and I would make a check mark every day that we did math, or every day that we did science, or every day that the kids read or did their chores, or whatever it was. And that would give me a really good overview of how our month has gone. Now, because I have 3 kids, I don't have enough space to have a 2-page spread for every kid for every month. And that was traditionally how I used these pages. So if you have more kids than you can have checklist pages for, they do have a checklist notebook, which you can see in my accessories video. And they came out with that last year. I think it's a great option if you want to use that. I also offer a free printable, just a daily habit tracker printable. And I have a blog post on how I use that in my homeschool. It just gives you a really good overview of what you are accomplishing in each month. So if there is something that you are not getting done, you can recognize that in your month. It's a good overview. So that's how I have used these pages in the past, but I have not been using them the past couple of years because I have been using my own daily habit tracker, and then I just stick it in the little plastic pages in the back. So one thing that I wanted to share, which I didn't talk about before, is that they do not have any pre-printed holidays in the monthly calendar, and I really appreciate that. A few years ago, they started giving us these sticker sheets for the different holidays. So you are able to decide which of the holidays are important to your homeschool to put on the monthly calendars. And it gives you the holidays from July 2022 all the way to December 2023, because you are able to get this calendar with different start dates. I can't remember exactly what they are. I feel like it's you can get it starting in July, starting in August, September, or January. I think that's how it's been in the past. I don't actually have any information on what the start months are for these calendars. So, but in the past, that has been how it has gone. You can get a July, August, or September start date. It goes for 12 months, or a January start date, and have a calendar year planner. So you get to the end of your checklist pages and you move into the stickers, and these are so pretty. They have a rose gold accent to them, some little stars, apples, staff meeting to do, no school, after school report due. Obviously, some of these are not applicable to homeschoolers, like PTC and IEP. I know IEP is for like a special education plan. I'm not sure what, PTC must be Parent Teacher Conference. And actually, I could probably use those for my monthly conferences with the kids, which are usually the day after my planning day. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of stickers in this planner. These, some reminder, assembly, conference, field trip, important, take note, great job, big day. I really like the first day, 50th day, 100th day, and last day stickers. I do use those for our homeschool because we are required to have a certain number of days each year. Then you have some label stickers and some, I guess, I don't know, quote stickers, I guess. And then more label stickers. And then you move into this beautiful folder, which has rose gold accents, and it holds a ton of stuff because I really shove a ton of stuff in here each year. All the paperwork that I have to file with the state and any sort of extra information from the school district, because they tend to send me notices in the mail for my records that they have received things and such, sports notices, any sort of anything related to the kids I keep in here typically. And then in the back you have the option to get 3 of these plastic sleeve folders, and I always get 3 because I have 3 kids, and it these, again, you can put a ton of stuff in. So these are really, really good. And I've actually seen some people take these out and coil them back in their planner so they can have more of these sleeves, but I don't do that. So this is the In Bloom Teacher Lesson Planner for the 2022-2023 homeschool year. I'm really excited. It does go on sale for EC Insiders on the 16th. If you are not an EC Insider, I will have a link in the description box so that you can sign up for that. I think they give you $10 off your first order when you sign up as well. I am like really excited to get started planning. And like I did say, I'm supposed to be getting a rose gold coil in the mail that I ordered. I ordered it off of Etsy, so I don't know how good the quality will be. I will have to see. But I'm really excited to first attempt to uncoil and recoil this and then get started planning. I've already done a lot of planning for next year for homeschool, and so I'm excited to get it in the planner and really have a good idea of how our year is going to go. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have questions, you can leave them in the comment section or you can email me. My contact form is always in the description box. And don't forget that the other 2 videos are also in the description box for the Blush Softbound Planner as well as new accessories. So thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.